What's up, fuckers? Welcome back to another episode of Hoggie's Beer. Now, the first episode was that Miami Brewing Big Rod Coconut Ale. It was a local beer and it was a local thing I wanted to share with you guys. But I told you I was going to be pulling away from the craft beer. I want to talk about more accessible shit. You know what I mean? Because not everybody has money and not everybody has craft beer available to them. So, let's talk about accessible. Let's talk about mass marketed. Let's talk about today's fucking bullshit. You see it. There it is. Today's beer. Busch Signature Copper Lager. Oh boy. The latest abomination from Anheuser-Busch. Oh man, Anheuser-Busch is funny because, back around 2009, 2010, they tried to do craft beer. They started with that Budweiser American Ale, and that didn't work out too well, and it was eventually discontinued. Then they tried to turn Michelob into a line of craft beers. I still have the labels from some of them on my little collage there. Michelob Irish Red, and Michelob Dunkelweizen, and Michelob Pale Ale, and Michelob whatever the fuck, and it didn't work out. So then they came back and they said, screw it, let's go all out. Bud Light Platinum, 6% alcohol. Budweiser Black Crown, 6% alcohol. Remember, Anheuser-Busch is now owned by InBev. InBev already owned Beck, so they hit you with Beck Sapphire, 6% alcohol. And now, boys and girls, if you haven't seen this abomination, here you go. Busch Signature Copper Lager, 5.7% alcohol by volume. For those who don't know, and just kind of as a comparison, regular Busch, the regular standard good old fucking Busch is, I believe 4.6. It's under 5%. Don't quote me, but it's under 5%. 4.6, I think. 4.7, 4.8 perhaps, but it's under 5. So now they hit you with Busch Signature Copper Lager at 5.7. Proudly brewed with grains from America's heartland and toasted malt for a smooth signature taste. I love how they throw America's heartland in there. Just to get the patriotic motherfuckers buying this beer. Because Anheuser-Busch is just trying to create more products to put on the shelf so that the craft beers and the other guys, let's not even talk about craft beer. Anheuser-Busch and InBev just want to take up every slot in the cooler so nobody else can get in there. And on top of that, craft beer drinkers will never buy this crap. But people who are interested in craft beer, curious about craft beer, have dabbled in craft beer but don't know a lot about craft beer, will fall for this kind of shit. And people, see, I'm a realist. I see what's going on. I see that it's all marketing and it's all money and it's all about a mass-marketed, low-quality product. All of these huge companies, from General Motors to Frito-Lay to Anheuser-Busch, and I can name another fucking 20 of them, it's all about a mass-marketed product that they could sell for as cheap as possible, sell as much of it as possible, and rake as much of profit as possible, right? So that's what they want to do. So some people may be fooled and they think, oh wow, look, Anheuser-Busch is trying to make a good beer. Look, it's a tasty Busch. No, it's going to be another crappy mass-marketed fucking product, people. Grains from America's heartland. Beer shouldn't have any kind of grains in it. Ask the Germans, they don't believe in that shit. Ask the craft brewers, they don't believe in that shit. There shouldn't be corn in here. There shouldn't be rice in here, but whatever. Sorry for going on that rant before even cracking it open, but I just like to put all the cards on the table. And I haven't had this before. I bought the 4-pack, I was sitting on it for a while to make this video. I came across the 25-ounce can, I've been sitting on it, and this is going to be my first taste of Busch Signature Copper Lager. Cheers, fuckers. Cheers, fuckers. Let's see what Busch Signature Copper Lager tastes like. And there's no glass here. I'm not pouring this shit in the glass. This wasn't meant to be put in the glass. Especially when they make a 25-ounce fucking can of it. Kind of reminds me of Yingling. For those of you who are not on the East Coast, who don't have access to Yingling, Yingling it's a darker standard lager. It's not as yellow and fizzy as something like this and most Anheuser-Busch products. Has some flavor. It's a little malty. It might appeal to people who like Budweiser and the occasional Boston Lager. If you drink yellow fizzy beer, but you like an occasional Amberbock, an occasional Boston Lager, you might like this. Probably appeal more to the Amberbock drinkers than the Boston Lager people. Just being real. There's no hops in here, so the Boston Lager people are going to be like, what the fuck? Kind of like me, I'm going, what the fuck? Except I knew what to expect. Now, of course, the Budweiser fanboys, just watch. Give this video about a week, and then start watching the comments below, and I'm gonna get so much hate. I'm gonna get so much hate for shitting on an Anheuser-Busch product, because the good old boys in the heartland of this country love them some Busch. Because I'm not even mad at them. See, the people in the heartland, not even the people in the heartland, man, just, you know, regular Americans, man. Through marketing and advertising for the last 30 years, people have been really brainwashed to believe that this yellow fizzy crap like Bud and Miller and Coors, that's what beer is supposed to taste like. They think that's what beer is. That's not what beer is. You know what I mean? That's like growing up your whole life being told that like a little, you know, a little subcompact Kia is the best car ever, and this is what a car is supposed to be, and this is the kind of car that real men drive, and then someone shows up in like a Mercury Marauder or a Mercedes, and they jump out like, no, motherfucker, this is a real car. That's a piece of shit. It's the same thing that's going on here. They've been lied to for 30 years. They've been lied to so long they believe the lies. It's terrible. It's terrible. Kind of like this beer. I mean, it's drinkable. It's not disgusting. It's not puke-inducing. Let's not go there. But it still tastes like corn. It still tastes like grains. It still tastes like shit that a beer shouldn't taste like. So yeah, I don't do beer reviews anymore, man. I'm not gonna rate this beer. I'll put this beer right next to Amberbock. And if you're gonna ask me which one to buy, I'm gonna tell you to buy this. See, I'm not a hypocrite, I keep it real. Even though this is all commercial fucking crap. If you want a standard American commercial lager made by a fucking mass market company like fucking Anheuser-Busch or Miller or Coors, go with something like this, or maybe Beck's Sapphire will be more up your alley, Budweiser Black Crown, because we're looking at alcohol. We don't drink this shit for the taste, people. We drink this shit for the alcohol. If beer didn't have alcohol in it, we wouldn't drink it. We would drink juice. We would drink Dr. Pepper. So, at least it's 5.7%. About all I can say about it, really. In case anybody's wondering, it's 5.7%. This actually has more alcohol than Mickey's malt liquor. And just a hair under, because Colt 45 malt liquor is 5.9. Just to kind of let you know where this sits. So, a moment of silence for Busch Signature Copper Lager. You kill this fucker and go. How long am I running here? Too long. Hoggie's beer. We don't do anything over 10 minutes on Hoggie's beer. That's a pledge. And that was a fart in case you heard it. Sorry about that. Screw it. That's a first on Hoggie's beer or Hoggie's channel at all. Foam came up on me. It happens, but I was done. And that's what happens when you drink crappy beer. Hope y'all got a kick out of that. I'm out of here. That's the Busch Signature Copper Lager bullshit.